The Aegean Sea holds many secrets. One of the most enduring mysteries is the story of the Minoans. They were a Bronze Age people who flourished on the island of Crete. Their civilization emerged around 2500 BC. The Minoans left behind a legacy of art and architecture. Their vibrant frescoes and intricate palaces still captivate us. These remnants offer tantalizing glimpses into a sophisticated culture that we still struggle to fully comprehend. The Minoans were a maritime power, trading extensively throughout the Mediterranean. Their influence spread far beyond Crete. Their sudden disappearance around 1450 BC remains an enigma, continuing to fascinate historians and archaeologists alike. The Minoan Civilization emerged during the Bronze Age, a period that spanned from approximately 3000 to 1100 BC. This era was characterized by the use of bronze, which was a significant advancement in tool and weapon making. This period marked a significant advance in human history as societies began to form more complex structures and urban centers. It was a time of metalworking and urban development, with the Minoans being at the forefront of these innovations. The Minoans thrived in this era of innovation, creating a society that was both advanced and influential. The Minoan timeline is divided into three main periods, each marked by distinct developments and achievements. First was the early Minoan period, around 2700 to 2000 BC. This era saw the establishment of the first agricultural communities and the development of pottery techniques. This era saw the development of agriculture and pottery, laying the foundation for future advancements. Next came the Middle Minoan period, roughly 2000 to 1600 BC, a time when the first palaces were constructed and trade networks expanded significantly. During this period, the famous palaces such as Knossos were built and trade flourished, connecting the Minoans with other civilizations. Finally, there was the late Minoan period from 1600 to 1450 BC. This era saw the peak of Minoan culture, with advancements in art, architecture, and society. Minoan culture reached its zenith but then mysteriously vanished, leaving behind many unanswered questions. The reasons behind the Minoans' emergence and their eventual decline remain unclear, sparking much debate among historians and archaeologists. Some theories suggest they migrated from Anatolia, bringing with them new technologies and cultural practices, while others propose they were indigenous to Crete, developing their unique culture independently. What is clear is that they created a unique and enduring culture, one that has left a lasting legacy. Their influence is still felt today, seen in modern art, architecture, and cultural practices that draw inspiration from the Minoan legacy. The Minoans were masters of architecture. Their palaces stand as testaments to their skill. These weren't just residences for rulers, they were centers of religion, trade, and administration. The Palace of Knossos is the most famous example of Minoan architecture. It sprawled over a vast area, a labyrinthine complex of rooms, courtyards, and passageways, adorned with colorful frescoes depicting scenes from Minoan life. Other impressive palaces existed at Phaistos, Malea, and Zakros. Each palace had unique features, yet they shared common elements. These included large central courtyards, elaborate drainage systems, and sophisticated use of light and space. The Minoans were master builders, and their architectural achievements remain awe-inspiring even today. Minoan society was sophisticated and complex. They excelled in art, trade, and social organization. Their artistry was renowned and expressed through various mediums, including pottery, frescoes, jewelry, and sculpture. The Minoans were skilled seafarers who established trade networks throughout the Mediterranean. They traded pottery, textiles, and metalwork, receiving obsidian, ivory, and other precious goods in return. This trade brought wealth and cultural exchange. Minoan society had a clear social hierarchy. The ruler, likely a king or queen, held the highest position, supported by an elite class of priests, officials, and wealthy merchants. At the base of the pyramid were farmers, artisans, and laborers. Despite this hierarchy, Minoan society appears to have been relatively egalitarian. Women enjoyed a higher status than in many other contemporary cultures. One of the most intriguing aspects of Minoan civilization is the role of women. Unlike many other ancient societies, Minoan women appear to have enjoyed a significant degree of freedom and respect. They seem to have held a higher status than in other Bronze Age societies. This is evident in the way they are portrayed in various forms of art. Frescoes and figurines depict women participating in religious ceremonies, sporting events, and even bull leaping. These activities were not just for entertainment, but held significant cultural and religious importance. This suggests a level of equality uncommon for the time. Women were not just passive participants, but active contributors to society. The most famous depiction of a Minoan woman is the snake goddess. This iconic figure has fascinated historians and archaeologists alike. This figurine shows a woman holding snakes in her hands. The snakes are believed to symbolize fertility and renewal. This has led to speculation about her role in Minoan religion. Was she a central figure in their pantheon, or did she represent a specific aspect of their beliefs? Was she a priestess, a goddess, or something else entirely? The true nature of her role remains one of the many mysteries of Minoan culture. The high status of women in Minoan society remains a subject of debate. Scholars continue to explore various theories and interpretations. Some scholars argue it was a matriarchal society where women held the primary power and influence. Others believe women held important roles alongside men, suggesting a more balanced distribution of power. Whatever the truth, the prominence of women in Minoan art and culture sets them apart from their contemporaries. Their legacy continues to captivate and inspire us today. Section 6. Shadows and Myths, the Legend of the Minotaur. The Minoans are shrouded in mystery. Their civilization, which flourished on the island of Crete, left behind a legacy that continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists alike. Myths and legends have sprung up around them, weaving tales that blend history with the fantastical. The most famous of these is the story of the Minotaur, a creature that has captured the imagination of many. The Minotaur was a monstrous creature, a symbol of terror and mystery. It had the head of a bull and the body of a man, a combination that made it both fascinating and fearsome. It was said to be the offspring of Queen Pasiphae and a majestic white bull, a union that was both divine and cursed. The Minotaur was imprisoned by King Minos in a labyrinth, a maze so intricate that escape was nearly impossible. This was a complex maze designed by the brilliant architect Daedalus, whose ingenuity was both a gift and a curse. Every year, Athens was forced to send 7 young men and 7 young women as tribute to the Minotaur, a grim reminder of their subjugation. Theseus, an Athenian hero, volunteered to slay the beast, driven by a sense of duty and courage. He navigated the labyrinth with the help of Ariadne, King Minos' daughter, who provided him with a thread to trace his path. Theseus killed the Minotaur and escaped the labyrinth, a feat that cemented his place in legend. This myth highlights the Minoans' fascination with bulls, creatures that were central to their culture and rituals. Bull leaping was a popular ritual, as evidenced by frescoes and figurines showcasing their reverence for these powerful animals. The labyrinth itself may symbolize the complexity of the Palace of Knossos, a structure that continues to captivate and mystify. Section 7. Catastrophe and Collapse, Theories of Decline. The Minoan civilization thrived for centuries. Then around 1450 BC, it vanished abruptly. The exact cause of their decline remains a mystery. Several theories have been proposed. One theory suggests a massive volcanic eruption on the island of Thera, modern Santorini. This eruption would have caused widespread devastation. Tsunamis and volcanic ash could have crippled Minoan agriculture and trade. Other theories point to climate change, earthquakes, or even an invasion by the Mycenaeans, a mainland Greek civilization. It's likely that a combination of factors contributed to the Minoans' demise. Regardless of the cause, their disappearance remains one of history's great unsolved mysteries. Section 8. Enduring Legacy, the Minoan Influence. Although the Minoan civilization vanished, its influence lived on. They had a lasting impact on the art, architecture, and religion of the ancient world. The Mycenaeans, who conquered Crete, adopted many aspects of Minoan culture. This included their writing system, Linear B, and their artistic motifs. Through the Mycenaeans, Minoan influence spread to mainland Greece. It helped shape the development of classical Greek civilization. The Minoans' legacy extends beyond the Aegean. Their art and architecture inspired later cultures, including the Etruscans and Romans. Their myths and legends continue to fascinate us today. Section 9. Unraveling the Threads of History. The Minoans remain an enigma. Their art, architecture, and culture continue to captivate us, yet so much about them remains unknown. The secrets of their rise, their way of life, and their sudden disappearance continue to intrigue historians and archaeologists. Each new discovery brings us closer to understanding this remarkable civilization. The whispers from the labyrinth grow louder. As we piece together the fragments of their past, we gain a greater appreciation for the Minoans' enduring legacy. Their story reminds us that even the most brilliant civilizations are not immune to the tides of time.